Hello there, with me, Handy Gui, for the English news at 5 p.m. on TVS. Let's dive into the news. Sarawak will continue empowering research and development R&D and thrive in order to face future challenges.
According to the Chief Minister of Sarawak, Dato' Patinggi Abang Johari Tun Openg, with new technologies that emerge from research and development, they can not only benefit Sarawak but also the rest of the world. He added that the government will allocate a budget to bolster this aspect.
We must have scientific evidence to show that something is wrong, something is right. But we must do and give evidence to our conviction. That is why my cabinet, I have formed Ministry of Education, Technology and Scientific Research. That part, scientific research, is important to us. We must try to get scientific evidence. And this age, you can use AI, artificial intelligence. And number two, data analytics. You collect your data, and from that data, you can derive certain solutions.
He said this in his speech at the Malaysian Peat Society's 10th anniversary celebration at Sarawak Tropical Research Institute on Monday night. Also present were Education, Science and Technological Research Minister Dato' Sri Michael Maninjawong, Sarawak State Secretary Dato' Ama Jawasamion, Assistant Minister of Urban Planning, Land Administration and Environment Dato' Len Talif Saleh, MPS President Dr. Luli Maling, among others.
Right. In 2019, the agriculture sector contributed up to 12.1% or 16.5 billion ringgit to the state gross domestic product, also known as GDP, and recorded a state agriculture trade balance surplus of 6.9 billion ringgit. This was revealed by Deputy Chief Minister Datuk Amar Douglas Ugah Embas. According to him, the state government is confident that it will be able to reduce the deficit that typically occurs when expenses exceed revenue and indicates the financial health of a country. The state government has also designed various initiatives, such as processing and packing centres and food terminals as a platform to support the state's marketing initiative. He also emphasised and encouraged the production of rice seedlings in Sarawak, in line with the self-sufficiency level, when the production is still relatively low compared to other Asian countries. The text of his speech was read out by Assistant Minister Datuk Roland Sagahwi at the Agriculture Department's appreciation ceremony. According to Ugah, the Agriculture Community Outreach Program has garnered success after receiving over 5,000 participants throughout the state this year. The program has received positive responses from participants, including farmers and area representatives. Ugah also hopes that the Sarawak Agriculture Department will continue to organize training programs for farmers. International pharmaceutical company Pfizer has applied for conditional registration from the Ministry of Health's National Pharmaceutical Regulatory Agency, NPRA, on December 15 for the use of its COVID-19 vaccine.
Health Director General Tan Sri Dr. Noor Hisham Abdullah said the ministry is currently evaluating the vaccine in terms of its quality, safety, and effectiveness based on documents given.
Dijangkakan koresponden ataupun libat urus dengan syarikat akan dimulakan pada akhir bulan ini, dan juga NPRA telah pun mengenal pasti 11 orang pakar perubatan dalam bidang yang berkaitan untuk kita melihat kepada dokumen-dokumen yang telah diserahkan kepada Kementerian Kesihatan.
The evaluation process would take 90 to 120 days, with priority given to the safety and effectiveness of the vaccine. Meanwhile, ask on the donation of 500,000 doses of COVID-19 vaccine from the UAE government to Malaysia for the purpose of the third phase of the clinical test, Dr. Noor Hisham said no documents of the vaccine have been submitted to the NPRA yet. He explained in order to allow the vaccine to be used in the country, it has to go through the same process as Pfizer's vaccine.
Tourism operators and tour guides now have more time to renew their licenses without any fees. This was announced by the Ministry of Tourism, Arts and Culture, MOTAC, which has extended the exemption period for license renewal fee as well as additional licenses from January 1st to June 30th, 2021. In a statement today, MOTAC said the initiative was to help tourism industry players affected by the COVID-19 pandemic. The extension is also applicable to tour guides seeking to renew their licenses from January 1st to June 30, 2021. The initiative is applicable to all tourism operators and tour guides licensed under the Tourism Industry Act 1992 and the regulations enforced by MOTAC in licensing tourism operators under Section 5 and tour guides under Section 21. In May, MOTAC announced the exemption from license renewal fees and additional licenses for tourism operators and tour guides from March 17 until December 31st, 2020. Public Works Department JKR Sarawak is reconsidering building a few alternative roads throughout Kapit district to mitigate traffic congestion. According to Minister of Infrastructure and Port Development, Tan Sri Datuk Amar Dr. James Jemut Masing, the Public Works Development has outlined a plan and a proposal to identify suitable routes to build alternative roads. Traffic congestion is an ever-growing problem in Kapit district ever since the link road between Kapit and Cebu opened last October. The alternative roads proposed by JKR will be able to smoothen traffic flow, especially in the rural areas of Kapit. Furthermore, he plans to improve telecommunication services in Kapit, such as enhancing wider data coverage and bandwidth. The sense of urgency to further develop Kapit town is in line with the practice of new norms, which requires the party to hold a virtual meeting. In the meantime, he also urged the Malaysian Communications and Multimedia Commission, also known as MCMC, and the Sarawak Multimedia Authority to look into further developing the district. Right. The development of an area must be done by all parties and cannot be done or carried out by one individual representative of the people. According to the Ministry of Domestic Trade and Consumer Affairs, Datuk Seri Alexander Nantalinggi, the process of bringing development to an area requires cooperation if it is to be implemented smoothly. He explained, the cooperation between leaders, especially in the Kapit area, enables development in the division to be done properly. When the road connecting Kapit is completed, it will provide economic stimulation to the community in Kapit and the surrounding areas. Therefore, with the cooperation between the leaders in the Kapit division, all planning including strengthening the local economy will be smoothly implemented. Meanwhile, Nanta hopes that the needs to develop and solving problems faced in Kapit can be resolved. He said this after attending meeting with Deputy Chief Minister Tan Sri Dr. James Jemut Masing, Bukit Goram Assemblyman Jeffrey Jamit and Pelagus Assemblyman Wilson Nyabong. Among the issues discussed during the meeting is the construction of road infrastructure in Kapit, the development of agriculture sectors, and suggestion of additional residence quarters of the public servants. Prime Minister Tan Sri Muhyiddin Yassin will be among the first individuals to receive the COVID-19 vaccine. The Prime Minister said frontliners would be the next in line before giving to target groups, namely high-risk groups such as the elderly, those with non-communicable diseases and chronic respiratory diseases.
Ini akan diikuti dengan petugas barisan hadapan sebelum ataupun frontliners sebelum diberikan kepada kumpulan sasar, iaitu kumpulan berisiko tinggi seperti warga emas, mereka yang mengidap penyakit tidak berjangkit NCD dan penyakit saluran pernafasan kronik.
He said the Special Vaccine Supply Access Guarantee Committee, which has been established, would ensure that the supply of vaccines could be obtained immediately. The vaccine will be co-chaired by the Minister of Health and the Minister of Science, Technology and Innovation. According to the Prime Minister, the National Pharmaceutical Regulatory Agency, also known as NPRA, of the Ministry of Health will continue to monitor the effectiveness and safety of the vaccines.
Sekali lagi, saya ingin mengajak anda semua untuk bersama-sama menghayati dan membudayakan norma baru dalam menjalani kehidupan seharian walaupun setelah kita menerima bekalan dan suntikan vaksin.
A 40-year-old man had been arrested for allegedly using counterfeit 100 ringgit notes to buy a smartphone and a reload card in Cebu. Cebu Police Chief ACP Stanley Jonathan Ringgit said the suspect was arrested at 4:45 p.m. on Sunday at a telecommunications shop on Channel Road. The complainant, a 24-year-old sales assistant at the telecommunications shop, said the notes were used by the suspect to pay for a smartphone worth 490 ringgit purchased from a shop at 11 a.m. In a statement, ACP Stanley Jonathan Ringgit said the complainant realized that the notes were fake after inspecting them using a special machine at 2:15 p.m. the same day. The complainant then lodged a police report. He added the suspect also used the same modus operandi to pay for a 10 ringgit reload card from a shop at Jalan Channel on Sunday. The suspect is being detained for 7 days to assist in investigations. And that concludes our 5 p.m. English news on TVS. Don't forget to tune in for our Nightline with Ruben Gomez at 11:30 p.m. My name is Handy Gui, signing off.